If you want to be rich, you've got to read this book. Every rich man you've met or you've heard about practices some of the things or all of the things in this book. You may never get a chance to meet a rich man, but if you read this, you've met the richest man ever. Now, this is a story about two friends who were very hardworking. One was a musician and one was a goldsmith, and they were so hardworking, but they were so poor. This is what I call poor yet making many rich. They were poor, but they were making a lot of people rich. So one day, one guy had a dream and he saw so much money in his pocket, in his home, saw so much luxury everywhere, only to wake up to realize it was a dream. And he felt so bad that all this was just a dream. The money, the wealth, the house, the cars, the luxury, the abundance of everything at his disposal, the fine clothes, the beautiful wife, the wonderful children, the respect, the dignity, and everything he saw was just a dream. And he was so worried that how come this dream is not possible? How come I'm not living this dream? So he told his friend, and his friend said, okay, I too have been facing that same kind of situation. Let's go to the richest man and ask him how we can also be rich. And he said, one of the friends said, no, if we go, we will just steal his money. And the other guy said, well, the wealth of that rich man is not in his pocket. He has systems that makes him money. So you can steal money from him, but you will still be rich. So let's go and find out how he made his wealth. So in this book, two friends, Kobe and Bansil, they went to meet Akkad, the richest man in Babylon. And Akkad told them, hey guys, I was once poor like you, same age mates growing up in Babylon. I work as a scribe in the king's library. There I met a rich man who came, and I was just trying to find out from him how he can also make me rich like him. And I struck a bargain with him. I'll do his work, strike whatever he wants me to write, do it very quickly and urgently, only for him to teach me the secrets of wealth. And the man told him the first thing. He said, a part of everything you get is yours to keep. He said, is that all? He said, yes. A part of everything you get is yours to keep. And he said, 1/10 of every money that ever comes and settles in your hands, that 1/10 of it is yours to keep, that you will never touch. If every money that has ever passed through your hands, calculate the salary you have, calculate the commissions you receive in a week. If you take 1/10 of that money and have saved it, all the money that has ever come to you, for the number of times you've been working, for the number of times money has been coming to you, for the number of times you have been receiving money, if you have been saving 1/10 of that money from the number of years up to now without touching that money, what do you think will happen to you? You have wealth. A lot of people know how to make money, but they don't know how to keep it. So that was the first lesson he taught him. He said, a part of every money you make is yours to keep. So many people know how to get money and they love to spend it. So money comes in and there it goes. It flies in and flies out, and they have to go back, struggle without making any fortune. You see, money and true riches is not measured by how much you spend. It's by how much you save, how much you keep. And that was the first lesson. It's called the 7 cure to poverty, which I will reframe in the 21st century as the 7 cures from being broke. A part of every money, 1/10 of every money that ever comes into your hands it's yours to keep. If you can keep that money safely somewhere, multiplied by the number of years and the number of times money has come to your hand, that will tell you the number of wealth you would have created by now. For some funny reason, at age 17, I bought a book by one author called Albert Okran. He's a Ghanaian and he's a motivational speaker, and I look up to him so much. He wrote a book called My First Lessons in Investment, and that book was for teenagers. I was in high school, 17 years, and I purchased that book. That was the time I learned about mutual funds and being able to do long-term investments. So at age 17, I wasn't even 18, I was eagerly ready to start keeping my money in mutual funds, long-term investments. Why? Because I read a book called My First Lessons in Investment for teenagers, how they can keep their pocket money that their parents give them and save it for their future education and their future businesses. And so at age 17, I began a saving and a culture and a habit of saving. I made so much money as a teacher after high school, teaching a private school, and I saved as much as I can save because I read a book. And in this ancient book by George Clason about how Babylon became wealthy and it was the wealthiest nation in its time, the richest man there was told the richest secret. A part, a tenth of every money that you receive is yours to keep. People say, what? In the story, the man said, what? I don't even have enough. How do you expect me to save? What I have is not even enough to make me feel okay, and you want me to save it? Come on. I even need to borrow to make it up. Yes, that is where the whole poverty scheme starts. Boring. It's also another chapter that is dealt in this book. So I want to show you something. Today I just want to show you the 7 cures to being broke. And when you buy this book, most of the things in this book I have highlighted them. So let me show you the 7 cures to being broke. And the first one is save a tenth of every money that comes to you. So it says, for every 10 coins thou placest in thy purse, use 9, keep 1, save. That is the first cure. And the second cure says, control your expenditure. It says, confuse not the necessary expenses with your desires. All men are burdened by desires. Desires are the multitude, and those that may gratify it have only few money. Select the things that are very necessary. Cross out the rest which you consider as just desires. You've got to know what is urgent, must be done and important, and what is not urgent, may be done and temporal. A lot of people spend their money on everything. They don't know what is important, less important, must be done, may be done, may not be done, must not be done. It's called the desire quadrant. You've got to put your desires into a quadrant. Must be done, the must be done desires, the may be done desires, the must not be done desires, and the may not be done desires. Once you know which of your desires is in which quadrant, you know which one to spend on, which one you shouldn't spend on. So the second cure is control your expenditure, and the third cure is let your gold multiply, let your money multiply. You've saved a tenth of money for some time, put it in investment, put it in buying a fixed deposit, buying a treasury bills, buying a mutual fund, and let it work. Yes, you don't just keep money in savings. Savings are like shavings. You have to put them to use and to work. And the fourth cure is guide your treasures from loss. A lot of people accumulate money, but by inexperience, they lose it in a deal that looked very, very what was like a breakthrough. You see, there are scammers in the 21st century. They are ready to strip you of your hard-earned money. So be careful how you give your money away on social media and on the internet. Someone comes to your mail, tells you a story and says, hey, you will get 1 million being transferred to you, then so get me this money. Those are scams. I'll talk about how people scam people and make a lot of money from them, and there's different scam schemes. Thank God I've studied all those schemes, but we are not talking about it. You must guide your money. I got some people who wanted me to become an international motivational speaker and give me an exposure and a platform, and they wanted to take virtually everything I've saved since age 17. I said, look, I don't know you. You look genuine. You have a website. You have a personality. But I'm not going to risk what I've taken 10 years to do. And just one swift transaction, one transfer, and then stories come and I can't receive it. You must guide your money and your treasures well. And the fifth cure is make that dwelling a profitable investment. It's about you being able to purchase a home where you can have a kitchen for your wife and a playground for your children. And this is about real estate. Here is about real estate. I'll teach you the secret about real estate in this. You pay rent. Look at the number of years you've paid rent to your landlord or to your real estate agent. Aside all the money you've paid to him, that money does not make you the owner of the house. So there are two things that we learned inside this queue. It's about paying rent and also purchasing a real estate product. So when you get money, you shouldn't use all your time using it to pay rent when you can be using the same money you are using to pay rent. So actually acquire a property. So it says make that dwelling a profitable investment. I'll talk into details about that. And the sixth cure is ensure a future income. This is a point that talks about being able to see. It says buying lands, things that have value in the future. So this is where you actually now invest into real estate, buying land, buying properties, things that like something like bitcoins. You see, when bitcoins came, they were very cheap. People didn't believe in them. Now bitcoins are fortunes today. And the seventh one is increase your ability to earn. Be able to know how to earn. You see, you have to put your money into so many places. This is coming from here. There's multiple streams of income. So these are the quick review of this book. I don't want to go through everything in it with you, but go get The Greatest and the Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason and read this book. I'll be reviewing my next book and I'll be teaching a lot of wisdom from this. Welcome and thank you for paying attention and being a student in the King Solomon's University. Solo heads on the mic. Call me the lyrical, rhythmical, empirical, comical, satirical, radical, and the world's youngest sensational, inspirational, motivational, international speaker, singer, leader, and poet. Solo hits on the mic. Catch you later in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. So see you next week Friday as I drop another video. Thank you. Peace. Salute.